Will there be a One Direction reunion?
I'd say a big part of it was us kind of being like, wow.
Harry Styles has been a subject of fascination for fans, critics, and the media alike ever since he first entered the public eye as a member of One Direction. The British boy band, formed on The X Factor in 2010, became one of the most successful pop acts in history, garnering a dedicated global fan base. But while the band's music was undoubtedly a major part of their success, it was Harry's individuality, charm, and style that stood out, making him a figure of intrigue, particularly concerning his sexuality. From his days in One Direction, fans have speculated about the nature of his relationships with bandmates, especially Louis Tomlinson, with whom he shared a close bond. These rumors of a secret romance, referred to by fans as Larry Stylinson, have persisted for years, despite both Styles and Tomlinson repeatedly denying any romantic connection. The speculation about Styles' sexuality continued even after One Direction's hiatus in 2016, with the singer's own choices, both in his personal life and in his artistic expression, sparking ongoing public discussion. As One Direction grew in popularity, so did the rumors surrounding Harry Styles' personal life. Fans began to create elaborate theories about Harry and Louis Tomlinson, often speculating about their supposed romantic relationship. These theories, fueled by seemingly intimate moments during interviews or on stage, took on a life of their own, leading to widespread online discussions. For his part, Louis Tomlinson has repeatedly shut down these rumors, emphasizing that they are simply the product of fans' imaginations. In 2024, Tomlinson reflected on how pervasive the rumors had become, stating, "What I realized a few years ago is that there is nothing I can say. There is nothing I can do to stop those who believe in this conspiracy. They are so connected to what they believe that they will not see the truth for what it really is." Despite Tomlinson's denial, the Larry Stylinson conspiracy theory continued to grow, fueled in part by the band's carefully cultivated image, which allowed fans to project their fantasies onto their idols. In some ways, this phenomenon was not just about Harry and Louis, but about the wider expectations of celebrity culture and the need for fans to create narratives that gave meaning to their emotional investment in the stars they adored. One of the key aspects of Harry Styles' public image is his distinctive approach to fashion, which challenges traditional gender norms. Styles has frequently been praised for embracing androgyny, often wearing clothing that blends elements of both masculine and feminine styles. His fashion choices have been a key factor in fueling speculation about his sexuality, with some fans interpreting his clothing as a statement of sexual fluidity or ambiguity. Styles, however, has downplayed the significance of these sartorial choices, explaining that he doesn't view clothing through a gendered lens. "What women wear, what men wear. For me, it's not a question of that," he told The Guardian. "If I see a nice shirt and get told, but it's for ladies, I think, okay? Doesn't make me want to wear it less, though." For Harry, fashion is simply about self-expression and comfort, not about making a statement about his sexuality. This perspective aligns with his broader approach to his identity, fluid and not bound by labels. His style choices, then, are not about performing an image but about embracing what feels right for him. Still, his approach to fashion has placed him at the forefront of a conversation about gender and identity, particularly in a world where the lines between masculine and feminine are increasingly blurred. Despite his numerous public appearances and the extensive media coverage of his relationships, Harry Styles has consistently avoided labeling his sexuality. In a 2022 interview with Rolling Stone, Styles was asked about his past relationships with women and the speculation about him being queer-baiting, appearing to hint at a sexual identity without ever fully embracing it. He responded by acknowledging the complexity of sexuality, noting, "Sometimes people say, 'You've only publicly been with women,' and I don't think I've publicly been with anyone." For Styles, the decision to keep his sexual identity private is not about protecting a secret but about embracing the fluidity of his own personal experience. "It's not like I'm sitting on an answer and protecting it and holding it back," he explained. "It's not a case of, 'I'm not telling you because I don't want to tell you.' It's who cares? Does that make sense? It's just who cares?" This comment encapsulates Styles' approach to his identity. He refuses to be defined by public expectations or speculation. He has repeatedly made it clear that his sexuality is a personal matter and does not need to be a topic of public discourse. For him, the focus should be on his work and his artistry, not on his sexual identity. In 2022, Harry Styles starred in the film My Policeman, a role that drew attention not only for his acting skills but also for its portrayal of a gay love story set in the 1950s. Styles played Tom Burgess, a policeman who is in a secret romantic relationship with another man while married to a woman. The film's exploration of hidden love and the societal pressures of the time sparked discussions about Harry's own identity, as many fans viewed the role as a reflection of his personal life. When asked about the film and his portrayal of a queer character, Styles was quick to separate his role from his own life. He explained that the character was an exploration of the time period and the complexities of forbidden love, rather than a direct commentary on his own sexuality. Still, his involvement in the project reignited debates about his sexual identity and whether he was coming out through his acting choices. During interviews promoting the film, Styles made it clear that he was not interested in using his role as a way to sprinkle in nuggets of sexual ambiguity to enhance his artistry. He emphasized that his choices in fashion, music, and film were about artistic expression, not about trying to fit a particular narrative or gain attention for his sexuality. While Harry Styles remains steadfast in his refusal to define his sexuality for the public, the media and his fans have continued to create narratives around him. Constant speculation and fascination with his private life underscore the societal obsession with categorizing individuals based on their sexual orientation. For fans, particularly those who have supported him since his One Direction days, the desire to understand Harry's sexuality is often linked to a deeper emotional connection with the artist. Many of Styles' fans have expressed a sense of ownership over his identity, with some insisting that their interpretation of his sexuality is the truth. This has led to a complex relationship between Styles and his fanbase, where his personal life becomes a site of projection and fantasy. It's a phenomenon that reflects a broader cultural trend of expecting celebrities to conform to certain narratives about love, identity, and sexuality, even when those narratives are far removed from the truth. Harry Styles has become a figure who challenges traditional ideas about masculinity, sexuality, and fame. His refusal to be boxed into a specific label or narrative has made him a symbol of sexual freedom and a model for those who feel constrained by societal expectations. His impact goes beyond music and fashion, as he's become a cultural icon who embodies a new era of celebrity, one that embraces fluidity, authenticity, and self-expression. For many of his fans, Styles represents a shift in how we think about identity, not just in terms of sexuality but also in terms of self-presentation. By rejecting labels and refusing to conform to a predefined idea of what it means to be a man in the public eye, Harry Styles has paved the way for a more inclusive, nuanced understanding of gender and sexuality. Harry Styles' refusal to label his sexuality or his public persona has transformed him into an emblem of ambiguity in the media. For many of his fans, this refusal to conform to easy labels is a breath of fresh air in an industry where public figures are often expected to fit neatly into predefined boxes. Styles, however, has always been the opposite of ordinary, and his career has been defined by moments of ambiguity, whether in his fashion choices, his music, or his relationships. But what makes ambiguity so powerful in the world of celebrity culture? For one, it allows for an endless array of interpretations, and Styles' ability to play with his public persona gives fans the freedom to project their own desires and fantasies onto him. Whether they see him as queer, bisexual, or simply androgynous, Styles' refusal to define himself makes him an icon for those who feel the need to explore their own identities beyond societal boundaries. His music, from Sign of the Times to Watermelon Sugar, also carries these themes of questioning, freedom, and a refusal to conform. Through his artistic choices, Styles has not only challenged the expectations placed on him but has also given a voice to those who feel marginalized or undefined by the norms of gender and sexuality. The appeal of ambiguity for many fans lies in its ability to hold space for a multitude of interpretations, something that is rare in the world of celebrity, where public figures often must adhere to rigid identities. Harry Styles has garnered a significant following within the LGBTQ+ community, and for many, he represents an ally and symbol of inclusivity. While he has never formally identified with any specific sexual orientation, His progressive views, open-mindedness, and willingness to defy norms have made him a beloved figure in the LGBTQ+ world. Styles has used his platform to advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, especially during his live shows where he has made statements in support of gender and sexual fluidity. His concerts are often seen as safe spaces for individuals who are questioning their identity or simply want to be themselves without fear of judgment. Through his actions, Styles sends the message that gender, sexuality, and love are not bound by rigid labels but are rather fluid and personal. In 2020, during his Love on Tour concerts, Styles included rainbow flags in his merchandise and showed visible support for the LGBTQ+ community. His willingness to embrace this cause despite the backlash he might face in mainstream media demonstrates his commitment to championing inclusivity. After One Direction went on hiatus in 2016, Harry Styles' journey as a solo artist has been a testament to his growth and desire to define himself independently. His debut album, Harry Styles, marked a sharp departure from the mainstream pop sounds of One Direction, embracing a more classic rock-inspired style and offering a glimpse into his evolving identity. However, it was his second album, Fine Line, that truly demonstrated his willingness to experiment with his music and persona. Drawing inspiration from a wide array of genres, rock, folk, pop, and even psychedelic, Styles' work has been lauded for its authenticity and vulnerability. His decision to embrace emotions like heartache, confusion, and joy without fear of judgment reflects his broader approach to identity. Much like his refusal to label his sexuality, Styles has avoided conforming to any particular genre or musical expectation, instead choosing to explore new creative directions that align with his personal growth. In particular, Styles has explored themes of heartbreak and self-discovery in Fine Line, with songs like Watermelon Sugar and Adore You reflecting the complexity of love and relationships. His ability to blend pop with deeper emotional themes has made him a unique force in the music industry, offering fans a more nuanced and introspective look at his world. As Harry Styles' fame has grown, so too has the public's desire to scrutinize every aspect of his life. Whether it's his relationships, his style, or his personal beliefs, Styles has become the subject of constant attention not just from fans but from the media as well. For a celebrity like Styles, the line between private and public life can often become blurred. Styles has faced his share of public scrutiny, particularly surrounding his romantic relationships. Over the years, he has been linked to a number of high-profile women, including Taylor Swift and Kendall Jenner, and each relationship has been the subject of intense media attention. However, Styles has consistently pushed back against the media's intrusion into his private life, emphasizing that his relationships, like anyone's, are deeply personal and shouldn't be fodder for public consumption. In interviews, Styles has often discussed the pressures of being under a microscope, expressing his desire for privacy while navigating the realities of fame. Despite his reluctance to share the intimate details of his life, Styles remains gracious and open with his fans, even if it means enduring public speculation about his identity. Harry Styles has become more than just a musician. He has solidified himself as a cultural icon whose influence stretches far beyond the world of music. His involvement in film, fashion, and activism has made him a ubiquitous figure in popular culture, embodying a shift toward more progressive, inclusive values in entertainment. Styles' role in Dunkirk, 2017, was his major acting debut, and while it was a departure from his music career, the film showed his versatility as an artist. His performance was widely praised, with many critics noting his ability to hold his own in a dramatic, action-packed role. In many ways, Dunkirk helped to further establish Styles as a multi-talented artist, one who was more than just a pop star but a serious artist willing to take on new challenges. Similarly, Styles' participation in My Policeman 2022 was yet another step in expanding his artistic range. His willingness to take on the role of a gay policeman in a 1950s setting reflects his desire to push boundaries, both in terms of acting and his public persona. These roles, combined with his success in music, show that Styles is a true Renaissance figure, whose influence is felt across multiple spheres of culture.